Hello! Hello, hello, ladies! I can't. I'm going to put my sound here. Yes. Hello, everybody! Hello, ladies! Woo, Cameron! So nice. Hello, Isabelle, Julie, Celeste, Justine, Heather, Brigitte. Hi, hi, hi. Whee! Well, I technically know everyone where you're from. Maybe not Justine, because usually I would ask, tell me where you're from. But I think I know for everyone.
Hey, I'm from France actually, but right now I'm living in Sweden. So
Oh, yes. Oh, you told me actually.
yeah, we talked a bit.
We have our international crowd as usual. I'm going to wait one more minute before starting so more people have time to arrive. Lawrenceville in the US. We have Heather also, who is from the US, and Celeste, if I'm not mistaken. So today we are going to talk about social media and how we get a lot of bullshit about social media, and probably, hi Julia, and probably some of this bullshit has been holding you back from selling, from being you, from getting customers, from also enjoying being on Instagram, because it can be actually enjoyable. Ah, Julie and Justine, you know each other? So nice. So nice. I'm going to stop the music. So the idea that I have for today, when it comes to social media, so I have a few things, important things that I want to share with you, but I want to mainly answer your questions, if you have any questions. So I'm going to talk about how to actually see and understand social media when in a way that actually empowers you and doesn't only make you freeze and feel uncomfortable and judged and oh, I need 10,000 followers so I can actually sell and da 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 da. But if as soon as you have a question, as soon as you want to me to answer a question, please just write it in the chat and I'll take them as we go. So I'm going to start now. And actually, I would like to start with a question. And I would like you to tell me what you feel about social media and especially Instagram. What are the words that comes to your mind, the emotions, all these kind of things? If you can write them in the chat so we can have an idea of how you feel about Instagram. Time consuming. Yes, that's one where we're going to talk about this one. It's authenticity, energy, connect, possibilities. Possibilities. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That is completely true. That's the part of the thing that I'm going to talk about as well today. Starting to really enjoy connecting with people and time consuming. Yes. Yeah. Is it because being yourself? Why is it so hard? Everything seems fake, but I'm not a big tech person. Oh, that's another one I'm going to talk about, being a tech person. Because you don't need to be a tech person to be on Instagram at all. How often should I be posting? Stories versus posts and IGTV versus Reels. Good, we're going to talk about all this. So I completely understand why you get this impression that social media has to be time consuming, that you have to post 5 times a week to get noticed because there is so much competition, etc. That to look legit as a coach, as a hypnotherapist, you need to have thousands and thousands of followers to actually start selling your services. But this is actually a belief, and it's not the truth. Because Instagram, just like anything else, is a place to meet. So it's literally like entering in a bar or entering in a library. It's a place where you meet people. And so when you meet people, the best way to meet people is to actually be you. Because if you imagine that Instagram is a cafe, everyone is gonna come like, hi girl, hello, how are you today? Yeah, no, this is my little doggo. I know. And then at the end of the day, you don't get to create a real connection. Whereas but it's because everyone thinks that in this cafe that is Instagram, you need to be like all whereas you don't. And you don't need to be the one who shouts the loudest either by posting every day. The best way to meet people that we really connect with is to be ourselves. It's to really express who we are on a deeper level. That's a conversation that I've had today, I think, with every single one of my clients. Because it's always the thing, it starts from that belief that we are not enough. And we're going to talk about beliefs tomorrow extensively. But we always think that we have to sort of put on the Instagram mask. And actually, when we do that, we are doing ourselves a huge disservice because we are drowning in the mass. And that's why actually you don't need a lot of followers to have a lot of clients, make a lot of money. You don't need the perfect feed. You don't need the perfect filters. You don't need the perfect face or outfit either. You really need to be you, because that's how you're going to meet the right people for you. And so most Instagram strategies, most things that we see online actually have it wrong, because they go full competition. They go full, oh, I have to be the one who is the most visible, who ranks on every hashtag, all these kind of things. Whereas actually, you have to be the one who touches people and who touches the right person for you. So because we are all different, we're not going to touch the same people. And that's great, because otherwise it would be really boring. But if you don't show how different you are, you're not going to be able to actually catch the eye and catch the attention of the right person for you. And that is why actually being really yourself on Instagram is scary. It's because we're afraid of being judged. And we're afraid of not being good enough, afraid of just making sure that everyone can join. Hello, Olive. Hello, Marilyn. Hello, Cora. Good, good, good. Everyone is coming. So that is one of the beliefs that I want to talk about today. And it's the belief about being judged and other people's opinion on us. So earlier we were talking with one of my clients. I hope my hair is not crushing the mic. We were talking with one of my clients. She was saying, no, but I love ghosts. And I can't talk about ghosts, and I can't talk about all these spirituality things. I want to talk about death, what is after death, like all these kind of things. She was like, if people are going to think that I'm nuts. And we were saying, but don't you think that people who don't like Black people are nuts? Yeah, I personally think they're nuts. So there is no reality, there is no context in which we are going to be liked by everyone. And we don't even like everyone. So that's the first important thing to realize, that there is no reality where we can please everyone, where we can be liked by everyone, where we can avoid getting some angry person shouting at us, you were probably a bad lawyer, or whatever you would be afraid that they would shout at you. It's not something that you can avoid. What you can do is realize that it has nothing to do with you. And that's the way to actually protect yourself from this fear of being judged. Because when someone is expressing something regarding you, what they are expressing, hello, Katarina. Well, what they are expressing is their reaction according to their own set of beliefs to what you are saying or doing or posting. But it has nothing to do with you. So it's like this example of the guy who said, oh, you were probably a bad lawyer. I wasn't a bad lawyer. I didn't take it as I was a bad lawyer. But the fact that he thought that shows what beliefs he had about being a lawyer, leaving your lawyer job, or I don't know. So are there some things that you are afraid of when it comes to sharing more of who you are on Instagram? You can write them in the chat. Hello. And to answer your question, Celeste, how often should you be posting? There is no rule, but it's definitely not necessary to post 5 times a week. Definitely not. I find 2 to be the sweet spot, because when you post 2 times a week, you're not you're not exhausting yourself, because we are not influencers. Like, Instagram is our marketing tool, so we shouldn't spend our time on our marketing tool. So 2 times a week is a good way of keeping on delivering content, being consistent, but not exhausting ourselves. Then I know that for some people who post more, maybe it's also because it brings them joy. And that's another question. Because if you enjoy, like, I know, Isabelle, you post a lot of reels, and you seem to be enjoying a lot making these reels. So if posting is something that makes you happy, then it's completely different. But if it feels like it's time consuming, then it's not the right energy. We're going to talk a lot about energy, because energy is important on social media. So mindset, beliefs, and personal growth, basically anything surrounding individualism. I am very bubbly and wonder if it comes off fake or unprofessional. Yes, they're fun, your reels. So that's something else. I've talked about it as well today with one of my clients, what it is to be actually professional. Because at the end of the day, and I've been struggling with that coming from a legal background, at the end of the day, when we choose someone to help us, because here we are all coaches, or Julie, you're a hypnotherapist, Marilyn, you help with zero waste. So you're teaching companies how to do zero waste. It's great. We are all into something that tends to growth, that tends to something better, that tends to something good and positive. So being professional here is actually just being knowledgeable, because you don't need to have the whole outfit to look all perfect, etc., to be professional. You just need to be helpful. And the right people for you will be the people who will connect with your type of professional, your energy, your vibe. And that's why they're going to work with you. And that's why also your cooperation with these people is the cooperation that is going to go the furthest. And it's the same if you want to work with a company. Because I know I have one of my clients, she wants to work with companies. And she's like, yeah, but I can't post that. I'm not professional. You can. You are a professional the way you want to be professional. And the companies who will reach out to you for advice, for support, they will be in the same energy, in the same set of beliefs. And you will attract, it might be counterintuitive, but you will attract more clients if you are more special, because that's when you actually what's the word in English? Pop up. When you pop up from everyone else. So I guess everyone understands. So you stand out. That's the word. When you stand out. So you don't have to be professional like we imagine professional people if it's not something that makes you happy, if it's something that you feel is constraining you. Because it's really that's something I'm going to talk more about tomorrow, but it's really when we remove all the beliefs that we have to get to the core of who we have, of who we are. It's really when we remove all these things that we actually show our true self, and that we become magnetic to the right people, because they can see how much we resonate with each other. So that was my answer to no, I thought that was my answer to when should I post. No. So unprofessional. I share a lot about myself, but I'm afraid that without a communication strategy, I won't be able to reach more clients. Yes, that's something I'm going to talk about later in the live. So it's not about going all like all over the place, because it's true that there is a way of creating demand for what you're offering, but it's really not complicated. So that I'm going to show you today. I check every word, double meaning to avoid hurting people. And I tend to be judgmental and lose spontaneity. Yes, and that's actually the same thing when it comes to being judged. You don't have the power to hurt people. When people get hurt, it's because it touches their own belief somewhere. So the same thing as the guy who said, you were probably a bad lawyer. It's not my belief, so I didn't get hurt. So if you say something that someone takes personally, they are taking it personally as a result of their beliefs. Like I remember when I was drawing, I used to draw people from different colors, and I drew a lady who was on the floor looking for problems, and there was another lady who was basically looking at all the negative and looking at all the positive. And I didn't think about it, but the lady that I had taken as my example to draw was black, so I kept her black skin, and she was the one looking at the negative. And that happened when it was like Black Lives Matter. Oops. In my head, I absolutely didn't think about it, because to me, a person is a person. So it just didn't cross my mind. But I had a lot of people reaching out to me. Oh, yeah, no, this is really unethical. La, 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 la. And what could I do about this? Yes, maybe I could have thought about it. I could have, I don't know, it just didn't cross my mind. So it was there. But the reason why people took it like this was because they had beliefs about, and they were all like, because Black Lives Matter was something big, so they were all like fired up with this. But that wasn't my intention. So it's not something you can control. And censoring yourself and holding yourself back is just deserving you, because all the things that you could be sharing that could impact other people positively stay inside you. So at the end of the day, you're not showing your full power, your full potential. So we really don't have control over what other people think and over what they feel. Because that's something really, really important to click, is that we don't have the power to hurt people. They really hurt themselves as a result of their beliefs. I'm not saying that you have to go around being a dick, but I think we're all conscious enough to be careful about what we say. And then if someone takes it personally, then at some point we can't be responsible for everyone's beliefs. I'd rather choose a bubbly professional. Me too. I agree. If they're hurt, it's often not their fault. They have an injury, exactly. And maybe our words can press on their injury. Yes, if I know that many of you have read the 4 agreements. It's exactly like that, like when you actually press on the cut, that we all have the cuts. I have the same thing, but it really is impossible to please all. Yes, it is impossible, and it's a really bad thing to chase, to please everyone, because that's how you become invisible. The people we follow and the people we like are people who disagree with things and who openly say it. And it's because we agree with these people, because our truth resonates with their truth, that we actually want to, that they impact us, and that we end up wanting to work with them. So that was the first thing that I wanted to tell you, is that to be you, you have to let go of fear of judgment. Because it is impossible to hurt people, and because you cannot control what they feel about you. So, do you guys also, I wanted to talk about imposter syndrome. Is that something that resonates with some of you that I should talk about? So basically the fact that you don't dare reaching out to people to help them because you feel that you're not going to be able to deliver. So let me know in the chat, like a yes or a little, you have the reactions at the bottom. Yes, imposter syndrome resonates. Okay, so I'm going to talk about imposter syndrome. So actually, Celeste, I'm happy you're here. Because when we started working together, you had this amazing talent for singing and no one knew about it. And that was such a waste. Because in the meantime, I know you've been helping Julie. And thank God you started, thank you. You're starting sharing what you could do with your whole personality and the way you were helping people. You were thinking that the fact that you were so sensitive was an obstacle to you actually being a good coach, whereas it turned out to be the complete opposite and the complete way around, the other way around. And it's what I want to say here is that we tend to be blind to how much we can help, because we take others, people we admire, as a reference. And we project a lot of things on that person, that they are perfect, that they have it all right and everything. And we think, I'm not good enough. The problem with that is that you actually deprive other people from your talent and from your help, just like if Celeste hadn't become a vocal coach, she couldn't have helped Julie. When you do that, you actually completely forget the fact that your energy, your story, which are both unique, and your way of teaching things are completely unique. So there is no way, basically, that you can't help or that you can't deliver, because there is always someone who needs you where you are, who needs your energy, who will benefit from your energy, who will benefit from who you are now, with the way you speak, with if you get shy, for example. Yesterday I got a very good feedback on my live. I almost didn't post it because I felt uncomfortable with the fact that I got all shy at the start and I blanked. And I was like, I can't post that. It's not professional. I thought about that. What are people going to think if they see me underconfident? And what I had to remind myself was that there is always someone who will meet me with my energy. So I don't need to be more confident to sell, for example. I don't need to be more confident to meet the right clients, because there are people who will resonate with my lack of confidence. And it's not a surprise that most people I work with are very sensitive people, because it's quite visible on me. So you know that if you start working with me, we're going to talk deep and emotions and everything. So there is no situation in which you're not going to be able to help the person who is reaching out to you, because you always have some things from your life, from your past, from your ability to look for new information as well, that will help you help that person. I'm going to just go through the chat. I'm beginning to overcome it. Oh, I'm glad. I'm really glad, because what you post is really good. Thanks to the work we did together. Yes, really, tease. That's good. That's good. That's good. Imposter syndrome is really, it's such a waste of talent, really. Like, I'm so glad that more and more people realize that we just have, it's really like it's the case on Instagram. You're really meeting people like you would meet people at a cafe. So it's like when you fall in love with someone, like Julie and Celeste, when they met at my last live, and they just started talking in the chat, and they just like connected this way. So that's the real connection that I'm talking about. And so Julie became Celeste's client. Celeste didn't have to advertise big time on Instagram to have 10,000 followers. They really connected on an energetical level. So that's why there is no need to be afraid of not delivering. There is no need. Like the imposter syndrome is just so unnecessary, because you're always going to meet the person who needs you the most, because the universe because the universe does things well. I'm going to talk more about the universe, especially tomorrow. How you react to people who accidentally get hurt is important too. So instead of overly worrying about what you say, be the kind of person who clarifies and is supportive if you find out. Yes, I completely agree. We don't have to be dicks because we know that other people get hurt as a result of their own beliefs. And love is always the answer. I didn't have an impression you were shy. Made my morning your video. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad. And that's what I mean. Like, I've had so many nice messages as a result of this video that I almost didn't post, because I was feeling like I wasn't professional, I wasn't good enough, people wouldn't like me, da, 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 da. And actually, like, I've gotten more people reacting to this video than the usual. So that really goes to show that your energy is always enough. And that's a very reassuring thing when you go out in the world. Something I always keep in mind as well, we are so much better at solving other people's problems than our own. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. If someone comes to you for advice about something, chances are you know what they may need to hear. Exactly. And I'm going to talk about the universe a little bit, but I really believe that the people we meet and the people that we are attracted to are the people that we need the support from. And when I was looking for my own coach, I literally asked the universe. I wasn't finding anyone that was really resonating with me to the extent that I was ready to spend a large amount of money. And so I asked the universe, please show me the right person. And the next week, I actually found her. And I found someone with whom I completely resonated. So she doesn't have a lot of followers or anything, but she was the right person for me. So you will be that person for someone, always, because we're all connected as humans. We all vibrate together. We're all made of the same thing. So when you allow yourself to, I'm spoiling a bit for tomorrow, but I'll have more things. When you allow yourself to actually welcome the abundance, to welcome people flowing to you, the right people that you can help, when you welcome these people with all your confidence, they just show up. And it's really an encounter. Like, we tend to think that when we sell, we are here and our client is here somehow. We're selling to the client or to the masses, or I don't know. That's a lot of the things we see when you see all these commercials and everything on how to sell on social media. Whereas no, it's like, it's really an encounter. It's really people who need each other. And I see like how much I learned from working with my clients as well. It's not like I'm like, oh, I'm teaching you life. It's like we're really growing together. So that is part actually of how to use social media without having to exhaust yourself, without having to post 10 times a week, without having to run after followers, to capture email addresses, because the universe is actually part of the game. And Instagram is like this cafe where we meet. You know, when you meet a friend unexpectedly in a cafe, and it turns out that, yes, but I have this friend that definitely need your help, la 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 la. And it's exactly the same thing. So Instagram works as exactly the same thing. It's a place to meet. So you don't need to put a lot of things out there to meet the right people, because they're going to be drawn to you. I'm going to drink. Not sure if it's the right time to ask, but I'm really wondering, have you ever had habits? If yes, have you ever had habits? If yes, how did you overcome them? What do you mean by habits? Because I do have habits, but do you mean habits that are bad habits? Oh yeah, sorry, had bad habits. Thank you. Yes, actually, I used to drink a lot. Back when I was a lawyer and when I was very unhappy, That was my way of feeling lighter, because there was really a point where I'll talk about how I overcame it tomorrow. But that was really the way that I switched my emotions to something positive. So I was sad all the time, and I was really wondering what was the point of being alive, because um, working in a corporate job seemed such a small thing when I was seeing the whole, how the world is and how we are all connected and how things are so much bigger than just see like GDPR. Sorry, but like it was a, I wasn't feeling like I was doing my part, and I was feeling very lost and purposeless. And so I used to drink it away. And there was a point where I actually, because I was living with my sister back then, and so she was watching me, and I was annoyed. And there was a point where I thought, oh, I'm just going to hide the bottle under my bed. And the day I thought that, I was like, oh shit, this is going way too far. And so the way that I actually overcame all this is by changing my thoughts and my emotions. So that's everything that I'm going to explain to you tomorrow how to do. Um, because I said it in the live yesterday, we are 100% of the time responsible for our emotions, and we're capable of creating the right emotions at any point. And we tend to think that it's circumstances that create emotions, and that our emotions are dependent on circumstances. Therefore, we run after the money. Therefore, we don't want to leave the corporate job. Therefore, we stay in this fake sense of safety. Whereas actually, what we need to realize and we need to learn is that we can control our emotions. And so when you can control your emotional states, nothing can happen to you, basically, because you feel really, really powerful. So you don't need to have 10K followers to feel good. Thank you. Okay, good. Vibrational match. Exactly. It's because we match on a vibrational level that we meet the right people for us and that they're attracted to us. So now let's talk about strategy. And you will see strategy is not very complicated. And I don't know why they make it complicated so much. I'm going to share with you this little funnel that you probably have seen before. Up, can you see it? I'm going to put it, I can't put it up there. Okay, I'm looking down, sorry, because then it's on my other screen. So they are 3 steps to welcoming clients. The first one is meeting them, so in the cafe. The second one is nurturing the relationship, so getting to know each other. And the third one is welcoming, and that's where the scary selling part comes into play. So as I said, Instagram and social media in general are places to meet. So therefore, places where you should be you. Leveraging algorithms does help, because it was because I wanted to be able to meet a lot of people that I decided to speak English and then to go on YouTube and Instagram at the same time. So knowing how to use algorithms is important, because it widens your ability to reach people. So it's good if you attract them, but if you attract someone in Boston and they have no way of actually connecting with you anywhere over the internet, then it's not going to work as well. So the problem with Instagram is that it is not search or SEO friendly at all. I don't know if you've ever tried to find someone, like to find a coach or a specific type of company on Instagram. It's really, really difficult. And even through the hashtags, it's also a pain in the peach. So the reason why I like to combine actually Instagram and YouTube is because, and that's what I teach in the Ethical Sales Academy, it's because YouTube has this SEO. This YouTube is part of Google. So with YouTube, you can actually be found on search. So you literally probably know that, but when you type a question, sometimes in Google, you have a YouTube video that shows up. And it is even more impactful because you get to be the person who answers the question that this person is asking. So That doesn't really happen on Instagram, where you just meet someone and you like their general vibe, and then you start following, and then you see how it goes. Whereas in YouTube, you really have this like you're targeted, and so you really answer that question, and that's how people actually get to know you. So being on YouTube is not actually so complicated, because once again, we imagine that to be on YouTube, we need to have highly edited videos, we need to optimize the tags and the tati, and it's a lot of work. But it doesn't have to be this way. Once again, it's really about enabling people to meet you as you are. So the fact that your video is highly edited or not doesn't change anything to the value that you're actually providing. So I've actually been encouraging my students to actually put videos that they make on IGTV on YouTube, and to find a good title or something that is SEO friendly. So then there is an add-on to use, etc., when you want to do that. But YouTube sort of works as the top of the funnel, and Instagram is just below. Because then with YouTube, you have a lot of people actually arriving from this search part. And then when they want to actually get to know you better, like I know, Olive, you are from YouTube, we met on YouTube. And actually, when you want to get to know each other better, then you switch to Instagram. And on Instagram, you have the stories. And that's where you actually get to the second part, which is nourish, nurture the relationship. And that's when you create the know, like, trust that you might have heard me talk about before. The know, like, trust is knowing about you, so finding you. So that's sort of taken care of a bit here. But for Instagram, it happens here. And then like and the know is also knowing your services. So that's about talking about your services. And you don't need to have a certain amount of followers or a certain look on your page to talk about your services, because who you are, a hypnotherapist, a consultant, a coach, um, doesn't change. Your value doesn't change with your amount of followers. So you can have 30 followers, like Celeste was you had a few, just a few followers, and you made so many sales at the start when we started working together, because you're a great coach. So it really doesn't, it's not about the number. So I've lost my train of thought. Heather, you're not the only one. So yes, know about your offer. Then the like is about liking you. So then you have to actually show who you are. So you do that through stories, through your posts. When that's when you talk about your story, your life, your convictions. When you share, when you go to the beach, or you go for a walk in the forest, and you share these things. If you want to, you can share about your family if you feel comfortable with that. So all these things that show more who you are in your personal life. And that enables other people to realize that you are basically made of the same wood, that you're the same type of people, and that you would get along well. So in the cafe, it's literally, if you could see people with their interests and their passions and their convictions floating around, that's how it would be. So it's really about giving people the opportunity to get to know you. Um, it's also, I'm thinking about you, Marilyn. If you have a company, if you have if you go to the company offering them services, it's about showing as well. Maybe, I don't know if you suggest some zero waste articles, actual tangible objects. It's also about showing the behind the scenes, when these things are being made, when you choose them, all these kind of things. Like Isabelle, you're launching your package with these like nice cards and everything. So it's about showing these things and really creating this exciting. So that's for the like. And then the trust. The trust is about trust in your competence. So that's the professional side, when you're professional. So And that is actually more about showing your knowledge. So when to create that trust, that's when you actually talk to the camera, where you explain things, when you create a post that educates, basically. So creating that trust is about educating and giving information. It is also when you start having clients about sharing some testimonials, sharing some screenshots also of the conversations that you've had, or your clients having some wins or some breakthroughs, to show that the work that you are doing is actually paying off and that people are happy. So that's about the nourishing part, nurturing the relationship. And now, so that I haven't forgotten to tell you anything. No. And now we are getting to the part about selling. And so now I would like you once again to tell me, when it comes to selling, I'm going to stop sharing this screen. When it comes to selling, what are the thoughts and emotions that come to your mind? The idea of actually turning your followers into clients. Let me know in the chat. Olive is saying, yes, your video were so much different from basically all the other ones. That's nice, because that was the intent. At the start, if you go back to the very first video, I was copying a lady that I was completely crazy about when I started. And it was not me at all. I was like, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. La, 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 la. And it has changed in the meantime, which is good. I know, I'm afraid of bugging people and I get caught up in vanity metrics. Okay. Shopping with my own wallet, lol. Worrying about having a price I think I'm truly worth, haha. In case others who could really benefit from my services can't afford it. Yes, nobody will want to pay much for what I offer. Is my offer enough tailored, made for my clients? Okay, so I'm going to take them in order. So bugging people, it depends how you are going about it. So I don't know if you actually cold DM them, or if it's like, could you tell me more actually about how you're selling currently? Because I know that you do call to actions in your stories, not knowing how to sell. It's I'm going to help you with that one. It's very easy. I just really sell in stories. So people who follow you, they know that you are a coach and that you're providing services. So if they were not interested in actually learning from you, they could go away. If they were not happy with the fact that you are offering services. Because what is selling at the end of the day? Selling is about offering help. And it's about offering value. So when you give value in life, as it happens for everything else, what do you receive in return? Value, in the form of money, in the form of digits. So these people, and that's a common belief, to think that people don't want to buy. If people don't want to buy, why do they buy so much? And why wouldn't they want to buy something that is going to impact their life positively? Because at the end of the day, what is money? It is just coins. It is just a social construct that humans have created to exchange value. So the point of having money is to spend it on something that creates growth, that creates joy, that creates good moments. The point of money is not just to have it. And so when you are selling, you're offering your help in exchange for another form of value. So it just makes so much sense. And that's when the vanity metrics fear comes in. Okay. So how hard do you find to believe that 5 people right now are ready to buy from you? Because it is the case. Also, I know that you have so many followers and so many likes on all your reels. I see them, so you can't cheat me. There wouldn't be, how could they not be 5 people ready to change their life? If these people spend so much time enjoying your content, learning from you, enjoying what you say, how come there wouldn't be 5 people who would be like, yes, I want to go the next step. I want my life to get better. I want to learn from this lady. I think, like, I have realized how what's the word? Misled we are when we are given numbers such as conversion rates, all these kind of things, like how many people are going to show up at your webinar, and then how many people are going to buy from you, la, la, la. So if your page is high conversion, at the end of the day, what is going to sell is your energy. It's how helpful you are. It's not about what your page looks like. So all these people who are enjoying watching your content, they just need more help. And so if you don't believe that you can sell, you're not going to be in the right energy for them to buy. Selling is really like, I want to help you. I'm there for you. I'm going to give you all the value I have. I'm going to transform your life. And as a result, of course, I get value back, because I myself spent a lot of value to gain these skills that enable me to help you now. So tell me if it helps, Isabelle. I take a long time deciding to spend money on things for myself. I hope I just didn't forget anything. No, I did. Shopping with my own wallet. Okay, so let's maybe talk about price. A price is just a price. We tend to link the price that we ask people to our own value, which is a mistake, because you don't have control over the perceived value that that person has for the transformation. So it's not about you. It's about how the person sees the value of their life and their transformation, their growth, and how they perceive the value of what your service is, like the level of transformation your services are going to create. So that's why there will always be someone to buy at any price. If tomorrow you want to charge 10K for a service, there will be a person who will see the value of or who will give to the transformation the value of 10K. So the thing about having people being able to afford your services, I think we tend to forget that we don't owe all the free content that we are putting out there. Because already, with all the help that we are providing for free, a lot of people are getting transformation. A lot of people are bettering their lives. So it's not like you're just going like, no, I don't take only the people who pay me a lot of money. You're giving a lot of value for free, and you're changing a lot of lives for free as well. And then you can decide, as you develop your service suite, so the different types of services that you offer, how you want people to be able to access it. So, for example, I'll talk to you more about the Ethical Sales Academy tomorrow. But for the Ethical Sales Academy, I'm creating a payment in 6 times. So then it's not like a big effort for a lot of people, and the more people can afford it. So these are also little tricks where you can actually make it more affordable for whomever wants to actually buy your services. But there is something else that we tend to forget as well when it comes to price. It's actually the motivation of people to buy. Because if tomorrow you need to buy a car, you need a car, you're going to find the money to buy the car because you really need the car. It's going to change your life to have a car. So it's the same thing. If you know that this coaching services with this person is going to change your life, then you're going to find the money. To start working with my coach, I didn't have the money. And so I decided to do something very difficult, which was to ask my dad. So my dad is really like, it has always been like, I don't give you more than what you need to eat and everything. So he really needs to keep his money. So asking him for money was a big step for me. And I was able to do it because I had been working so much on my money beliefs that we're going to talk about tomorrow. And so my dad refused. But, and that's where you come into play, Bilitis. I manifested you, or you manifested me. And actually, when you appeared, when I welcomed you as a client, I was able to afford that coaching with my coach. And so what I want to say here is that when we really want, we can actually manifest the money. We can create the money. Either by taking some action, so going on your stories and saying, I have a new spot, and doing this like more active selling. So really saying, reach out to me, or we manifest it because we are part of the universe. So with my action of actually reaching out to my dad and showing how determined I was in creating this money and getting this money to afford that coaching, I actually created it in a way that I didn't expect. And so in this way, I'm helping Bilitis grow, and Bilitis is helping me grow. And so that's the beautiful thing actually about selling that we tend to forget. Because we tend to think that when we are taking money away when we sell, but actually no. We're helping the other person grow, and this person is helping us grow by exchanging value. So I see that I'm rumbling and we're almost 1 hour. La, 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 la. Doobie 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 doo. Nobody will want to pay much for what I offer. So that's the same. That's the same thing about the fact that the perceived value. It's not about you. It's about the way the person perceives the transformation that you're offering. So I know that you work with mothers. So I would be able to imagine. I'm not a mother, so I'm not the best person to talk about that. But I would be able to imagine that I know that being a mom is a rather challenging occupation. So I would be ready. I see an eyebrow here. I would be ready to bet that if you offer a real transformation, a real relief, yes, people will be willing to put the price, because there will always be a person who will think this transformation from Justine is the transformation I need to really change my life. And what is 2,000 euros, 5,000 euros for a life that is changed forever? The coaching I took that helped me recover from my chronic fatigue, I paid 1,800. It was a 3-day coaching, but I wouldn't be here today if I hadn't taken it. And I wouldn't be teaching you what I teach you. I would basically impacting the world positively, because I would just be in my corner crying and thinking that life is shit and should end. So this money that I spent completely transformed my life, and not only the life of my partner, the life of my sister, of my mother, because I grew, and so they grew also as a result. So the fact that people realize that about making an investment is not on you. It's their responsibility. It's your responsibility to educate them to see that. But then at the end of the day, if they're not ready to invest, it's not on you. It's the fact that that person doesn't give the transformation the value stated by the price. So it's really important also to detach from no's and from people thinking, oh wow, I didn't think it would be that much. Like, yeah, some other people think it would be less or it would be more, and they are surprisingly happy because it's actually less. So that's not something you have control over. It's other people's beliefs. Oh, hey guys, sorry I'm late because I've just sold my first co-coaching program with my dear friend Lori with a great aligned price. So I'm happy and grateful. Oh, congratulations. Oh, that's so nice. That is so wonderful. That is so wonderful. And I can imagine how in what a good energy you were in. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, I love that it just happened. Now the energies are good. Congratulations. That's really, really nice. And you're mentioning actually aligned price. And that's actually the thing to take into account when you set your price. Does it feel good? Is it a price that when you think about it, you're like, I'm going to give it all. I love that price. It's so big and shiny and beautiful. And it makes me like, oh, this is such a nice price. Because if you choose a price that comes from, yeah, but people won't buy from more, then the whole energy that you're in is an energy of frustration. Or even, oh, I'm giving more than what I'm receiving. And this energy is not a good energy to help someone else. It's with an energy of joy and thankfulness that we actually help others. So very important that the price is aligned with you. Congratulations. That's really, really nice. You deserve to start and continue to invest in yourself. You are the vehicle of the service you offer to others. Exactly. So I'm just going to end. I hope I'm not missing out on important questions. Doesn't seem so. So I want to end this, take the last 3 minutes to talk about selling with love. Because selling is about energy. It's about helping, and it's about love. It's about love for the person that you want to help and love for yourself. Knowing that you are enough, knowing that you can deliver, knowing that you will do everything that is in your capacity to help that person because you love that person from human to human, from soul to soul. And unfortunately, what most people do is to sell from a place of fear. Fear that the person says no, fear that the price is too high, fear of the consequences of the person saying no. What did I write down? Yes, like, am I convincing? Am I saying something wrong? All these kind of questions that actually come from the belief that I'm not enough as I am. Whereas you always are enough as you are. And that's how you can sell from a place of love. It's by realizing that you will always be able to help. You will always be able to deliver. And that your energy, as it is now, is the right energy. It's the match energy with the person you're talking to, because you share the same truth, because you have so much in common. Like, I realized, like, when I start working with my clients, I don't know how much we have in common. And as we work together, it's just so funny. Like, either we have the same mom, or we felt the same as when we were kids, or we had the same bladder issue. Like, it can go far. So we there is a part of surrendering to the universe and trusting that the people who are coming to you are the right people that you will help, and the right people who will help you as well. So your energy is enough, your level of confidence is enough, your knowledge is enough, because you are helping from the bottom of your heart. If you're helping a friend, you're not wondering so much about, am I saying the right thing? Am I making a mistake? La, 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 la. You're just helping. You're helping from the bottom of your heart. And it's the exact same thing. So when you sell, you are showing the other person how much you can help them and how much you care. Afterwards, if that person doesn't understand the impact of an investment, or doesn't think that the transformation is worth the money, or doesn't think that they are ready for a transformation, because that tends to often be the case, at least in coaching. People are like, oh, but I'll think about it later, um, without understanding that if you want to change your life, you have to change it now. So I see that it's 7 already, so I don't want to keep you past 1 hour. So tomorrow we're going to talk about beliefs. So I'll get back on selling, and the beliefs about money and selling, they are connected. So we'll talk about that more. And if you have any questions also for tomorrow that you know already that you would like answered, write them down, and we can also start with them tomorrow. And so tomorrow I'm going to teach you how to create emotions, which is the thing that completely transformed my life. So I'm going to explain what I've been through with my chronic fatigue and my depression, how I've been able to overcome it, and teach you the technique so you can do the same in your life, to detach from the outcome of selling and to learn to trust the universe, to learn to trust the fact that you are at the right place at the right time, and that everything is just perfect as it is. So that's what we will talk about tomorrow at the same time. I think the link to connect is a bit different. It's the same password. And thank you for everyone for taking the time to be here live. And I hope you had a great time, and I will be very happy to see you tomorrow. Take care. Have a nice evening. Bye bye.